I think the new urban agenda has many, many problems. It doesn't locate the urban problem in terms of what's going on in history, in the global moment, in the contemporary moment. It could have been written any time in the last 40 years. It's not strategic. It used the word commit 54 times. Fewer commitments would make them stronger. I think the first should have been the role to address the role of cities in climate change. That cities are contributing a large share of greenhouse gases, and this calls not just for changing transport solutions, but focusing on the construction of the city. The second one, the world and the governments need to recognize that almost 80% of GDP of all countries comes from cities. That currently 600 cities are generating 60% of global GDP. So the economic and social futures of countries depends on the urban economy. In fact, I would say that the international community has entered the city through the house and the bathroom. It has not paid attention to the city as a place of value creation, employment creation, and income generation. The third is that cities are the major space in which inequality is being generated. And inequality, we know from the experience in most countries, including in Latin America, that even when inequality is reduced at the national level, it is increasing at the urban level. The other commitment that I think needs to be made is for a strong role for government, not necessarily to provide all the services, but to have a very strong role in regulation. We have many houses without people and people without houses. So in Mexico, for example, there are 5 million empty units. In Brazil, there are 5.5 million empty units. So I do not think that the new urban agenda should be so focused on so many things. I think it's more about the economy and the environment, and it's more about social justice. The event of Quito is not a replacement for the continuous discussion and implementation on these questions. It would be wonderful to have a strong and engaged audience at this event in Bogota. I think the issues will be interesting. We'll have a critical perspective. We'll look and see what the event in Quito has really meant. I invite you to register at the Habitat III FollowUp.org website and register and come to this conference.